Hey folks, it's me once again, the Tenkaichi of Gaming, Pookie7, and once again I am bringing another game to the table of Anime Month. Now I decided to do this one over the planned Chojikyu Yosai Macross 2 because I felt this one needed more love. And plus, this game has a little history with me for a very short while. I'm going to say this because, I'll explain to you throughout the course of this game. But anyway, it is another part of Macross, and strangely, it is like the most quietest game ever known. And you will hear why very shortly. This is Macross Plus, brought to us by Banpresso of 1996 and Big West of 1995. I'm going to let you know right now, out of all the Macross games I've ever ran across, actually based off the anime of the same title, sorry, I had my analog turned off. You know what the funny thing I find about this game? The funny, interesting part about this game is, well, if you don't remember, this game was done for my birthday by Ryu and Snorlax. And once again, I have to say thank you guys. That was one hell of a birthday. Of course, since it's based off the OVA of the same title, I'd say it is one of the most strangest of the Macross storylines I ever heard of. I say this because, well, really, Macross Plus doesn't even feel like it. It should be, called that. It's like one of those animes that shouldn't be called what it really is. And I really do mean it. I mean, I've watched the anime before. If anything, it feels more like a coming of age story more than it being a Macross story. And for those who have actually seen Macross Plus, then you know what I'm talking about. It doesn't feel like it should have been called Macross. Now, I believe what I decided to do is not go to AX today. Mainly because I'm just really tired. The only thing I want to do now is just relax. But anyway, about what I mentioned before, yes, Macross Plus doesn't really feel like it should have been called Macross Plus. It should have been called something else because it really didn't feel like it was a Macross title. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the anime. You know, it's like if I was watching Macross. I mean, the only series I've seen in Macross so far was, of course, the original Macross 7, Macross Plus, Macross 2, Lovers Again. The only one I haven't seen yet is it's Frontier. I've even seen the movie. I've even gone so far as seeing the movie. Do you remember Love? But I haven't seen the flashback movie. Now, as I mentioned before, the music here is very, very quiet. I mean, I really didn't get the story. I mean, I kind of got the aspect of, you know, it being a love story, but I just didn't see the part of the Macross. I really didn't. do have to say, AX this year has been one hell of a turnout. I'm looking forward to actually going to next year. They've actually fixed the line situation. And what I'm really hoping for is when next year comes, that hopefully when we go in next year, when you actually go in next year, yeah, you just basically give them your papers. Show your ID, and bam, you got your badge. But I do believe the X Games this year have made things a tad bit difficult. And what I mean by that is, well, if you go down to the convention center, if you're in the LA area, and it's like part of the Staples Center has been blocked off, it's because of the X Games. Now, what I find stupid about that is, why the fuck would you block that off? Never understand that. Hopefully next year, that won't happen. I'm sorry, but I'd rather be at AX than, watch some people break their necks and shit. Which is all that's going on at the X Games. People breaking their necks. This game, I remember my first time I actually ran across this game, it was in Yotsukaido. And it was at an arcade, which was not too far from the bus station. Now, I like that arcade because you can do something that most people have never considered while at the arcade. You could sit down and play a video game. And I felt, it was a nice concept. You sit down, you play a video game, you get off your feet. Instead of doing it the standard way, which is you stand up and you play a video game. To me, look, After a long day, I don't want to be standing up. I want to be sitting down. I want to be relaxed. I don't want to be doing nothing I'm not supposed to be doing, which is stand up. Feet hurt. Legs strained and everything else. I want to be enjoying myself when I'm playing a video game. I want to be in a relaxed position whenever I'm playing a video game. Gee, did you ever remember this in the anime? No, but I'm pretty sure if it was, it would have been, well, it would have been interesting as hell. Because I'm sorry, I look at the anime, and I found it to be the most god-awful boring story in the Macross, in the Macross line, I should say. I know, I've stated that before. It was supposed to be Macross Plus, it should have something, right? Should have a big war. It should, of course, have the SDF. The SDF-1, and of course, we're in flipping space. I mean, again, if it's about, you know, getting into some guy's pants, I think that's all that movie was really about. Getting in some guy's pants. I really think it was just merely about that. Nothing more. And again, I have to state the obvious. Is it that damn hard just to say, look, I've had feelings for you over the years, and now that these feelings are understood, I want to tell you how much I love you or something like that? Most anime have that problem. Like, you wait, and wait, and wait, until you get to almost the last 20 episodes of said anime just to hear the main protagonist and his supposed love interest actually go so far as to actually get together and do something. And of course, that is my girlfriend giving me you saying hello and giving me a kiss. But really, most anime I've seen has that familiar problem. That familiar problem being, you know, it's a long way, and we've been through a lot, and blah blah this, blah blah that. And I just want to let you know that I have feelings for you. And I want to tell you this before the end of the show. Before there's another plot twist or MacGuffin going on or something. And I want to let you know that I will protect you. Oh, you know, the whole shtick. You know, that whole shtick. That whole ordeal. Now, does that mean I do not like this kind of anime? No, but I mean, really, it could be done better, you know? And is it me, or does the music sound like it came from Shin Megami Tensei? Never really understood this. Not going to either. I have to say, Sharon Apple, that is like the weirdest thing I've ever experienced. But I think that was my first brush with Yoko Kanno, though. I think that's the only thing that I actually ran across, which was funny. I mean, just actually watching the anime. It's the first time I actually heard Yoko Kanno. So, I do believe this is the final boss I'm taking on. Well, I guess not. It was possessed by Sharon Apple. Oh noes! I don't really have anything much more to say about Macross Plus. I mean, you can tell from the stunning commentary, I do not have anything else to say about this thing, except, really? So, well, the good thing that Van Pressel had dibs on it. Actually, it kind of made me feel a lot better about playing this game. Because by far, the anime just didn't make no goddamn sense. I mean, hell, I've watched Macross 2 and it made a lot more better sense than Macross Plus. This must be Bowman. The only time which you're taking on the Macross. Yeah, that's the final boss, the Macross. I feel like I'm playing Arrow Fighter now. And I think that does it, folks. That was, of course, Macross Plus, a game that was just as confusing as the anime itself. I think I'm done here, folks. Nothing more I can say there. That was Macross Plus for the arcade. And no, I'm not going to continue this. So, I'm going to stop right here because this game is just done. So, oh, you've beaten the game already. Play it again. No, I'm just not going to. We're done here. So, yeah, this is Macross Plus, brought to us by Big West and Ben Presso of 1995 and 96. Stay tuned for more arcade one-shots based off anime titles on this channel. I am the Tenkaichi of gaming, Pookie87, and this has been Macross Plus.